Hi, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I am Corvette Ronnie.
People over 40 should only work 3 days a week.
No argument.
You're retired. But wait till you hear this. Friends, if you are at age 40 plus,
And I know we are.
and starting to think that you're no longer fully able to focus and remember facts, you could point the finger at your work as the contributing factor. A recent research study produced interesting findings. Namely, while working up to 30 hours per week is good for cognitive function, in the fourth decade of life, any additional overload causes one's performance to decline.
So actually, people who worked 55 hours a week or more had the greatest cognitive decline than those who were without a job, retired, or didn't work at all. Research included 3,500 female and 3,000 male subjects at age 40 plus. While the subjects did cognitive function tests, their work performance was being monitored.
The test measured how able they were to read words aloud, match letters and numbers in speed trials, and recite lists of numbers. The author of this test states that both knowing and thinking were significant indicators. Reading tests is the knowing element of ability, whilst thinking compromises memory, executive, and abstract reasoning.
While a certain degree of intellectual stimulation is believed to benefit the retaining of cognitive function in later age, with brain puzzles such as crossword, Sudoku, and preserved capacity in older persons, excessive stimulation has the opposite effect.
The degree of intellectual stimulation may depend on working hours. Work can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can trigger brain activity. But at the same time, working too long can lead to fatigue and stress, which potentially damages cognitive functions.
Part-time work may benefit in preserving brain function at middle and older age. So the question arises, should people who can afford it reduce their working hours? And does the type of work represent a factor?
A person would think that a less stressful job they enjoy would cause less damage on their stress and fatigue levels. However, the Hilda test does not analyze how the type of work affects the results, so this is something to consider.
Most of us are forced to continue working well after the age of 40. Taking care of your health, spending restful vacations, and extending your downtime becomes essential. Working full-time over 40 hours a week is still better than no work in terms of maintaining cognitive function, but it's not maximizing the potential of effects at work.
Apparently, balance is necessary, especially as governments in some countries have plans to introduce full-time work requirements until the age of 67. I'm not going to make it that long.
The reality is, I work with a lot of people. A lot of my buddies are retired also and older than me and are still working, as retired annuitants. But we're working typically 3 8-hour days a week. So roughly 24 hours a week, give or take. I can't say that it's helpful or hurtful to work over that. I've had a couple weeks where I've put in full 40-hour weeks. And honestly, I am mentally exhausted at the end of those weeks. I'm not used to working 4 days in a row anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes its toll on me. And, things go around the house here undone. I don't feel like doing them when I get home.
I read the story and I think 40 plus, and I think to myself, that's not, I don't think that's the number.
I think you got to throw another. I think you got to throw another decade on top of that.
Yeah, 50 plus. I think really, and the study, the information is good, but I think 40 plus, you're still at your prime earning years.
Yeah.
When you get to 50, I give you an example. At work, when I ring somebody up on our cash register system, and they give me their ATM card to pay for it, I have to walk about 15 or 18 steps over to where that machine is located based on where the phone line comes in for it. All right. In that time, if I don't bring the invoice with me, I will forget the amount. I will.
And then you walk back to the register and like, why did I walk back here?
Yeah, what am I getting? Oh yeah, and then the other thing is too, I'll be walking from the register to the machine and I'll go 3571, 3571, 3571.
Hey, how about that weather today?
And somebody will say to me, Lou line 2, 3572, 3572. Yeah, I can't. I really, I know. And the other thing too is there was a time when you had to remember people's phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Not just your own, but if you wanted to call somebody, you had to know their number, have it written down in a book, which your mom
I still
usually
remember Ed's phone number. I won't give it, but there are numbers that you called 1,000 times, and they're ingrained in your brain. Those numbers will never go away.
I think some people still have the number from when they were kids growing up. I know mine. I think mine was 481-4656 or something. You see, that's what happens when you get to be 50 plus. You start running out of room for that kind of stuff.
I still remember Jenny's phone number. 8675309.
Oh yeah, for a good time.
Yeah, good time call.
For a good time call.
There is one little thing. Now, my type of job is shift work. So you've got day shift, which is 6 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and then swing shift starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, goes till 11, and then graveyard starts at 9 in the evening and goes till 7 in the morning. So I've worked a couple of these graveyard shifts lately. I don't know how the people that work that shift full time can possibly keep it up.
You can't. It's a lifestyle change.
It takes a full day and a half for me to recover
Yeah.
after working one graveyard shift.
Well, for many, many years I did morning radio, and my alarm would go off at 3 every morning to be on the air at 5 or 5:30, whatever the case might be. You really just can't wake up, roll out of bed, and do a radio show. You got to get some coffee in you and get yourself going and hear a little news. That kind. Anyway, my point is, you're in bed by 7.
Yeah, shift work, and for me, the greatest shift of all is swing shift. Whenever you roll over out of bed, that's what time you wake up. You never have to wake up to an alarm.
Yeah, that's true.
You start at 1 p.m. 11 p.m. is not that late to get off. And so you come home, you turn on the TV, you watch a little late night television, you go to bed, and again, whatever time you wake up, that's what time you wake up.
That's true.
That is the best shift as far as if you want to get lots of sleep, or, as long as you don't have dogs barking at you or children crying or something.
Yeah.
That's a great shift.
Well, we've given some examples and some statistics on how people over 40 should only work 3 days a week.
I don't know who could afford that, honestly.
I know I couldn't.
Yeah.
But we disagree a little bit with that age. We think should be people over 50.
Yeah.
And there ought to be some kind of a plan in place for that, really.
Yeah.
Before they put us out to pasture. That's next for us, Ronnie.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All the information you'll find below here, ways to connect with us, and we appreciate that. If you enjoyed the program, be sure and like it. And share it, please.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our channel by touching this button right here. It'll hook you up. And then touch the bell as well, and you'll get notifications every time there's a new.
You don't want to miss any of these programs.
We hope you find them enjoyable.
They're all gems.
They are. They're webisode gold. Until the next time, this has been Men Are So Smart. Bye-bye.